This is a video from the Clean Water for U.S. Kids program, which is helping schools, childcare programs, and households test their cooking and drinking water for lead. In this video, we'll talk about why it's important to test for lead in drinking and cooking water.
Lead is a heavy metal that's been used in a variety of products for hundreds of years. Some of the products it's been used in included paint and gasoline. While there have been bans for lead in paint and gasoline, it is still allowed in piping, plumbing, and solder to varying degrees based on the age of that water infrastructure. This is important because lead exposure causes lifelong cognitive and behavioral deficits in children. And this actually happens at any level of exposure, and it's irreversible. It can cause things such as lower IQ, decreased ability to pay attention, and underperformance in school. Okay, so why is this important? Well, as I mentioned, lead's been banned in paint and gasoline, but there still are allowable levels of lead in our piping and plumbing in the United States. It's important to note that we usually don't find lead in source water or at the water system. It can accumulate on the way to our building from the distribution piping and building plumbing. The lead service lines and goosenecks that might connect water to your school or center can sometimes be the source. And also indoor plumbing faucets and solder can cause lead in your water sometimes. There have been several efforts to reduce lead in drinking water over the last several decades. This includes regulations of the allowable amount of lead in plumbing, with regulations in effect in 1988 and most recently 2014, which reduced the amount of allowable lead. There also was a regulation on lead allowed in water fountains in 1990. In 1991, the lead and copper rule was enacted, which provides an action level for public utilities. And that same year, the Environmental Protection Agency noted that there should be a goal of zero lead exposure. In 2016, the American Academy of Pediatrics recommended 1 part per billion as a reference level for lead exposure to get as close to zero as feasibly possible. And most recently, there have been revisions to the lead and copper rule, which haven't yet gone into effect.
Thank you for watching this video, and feel free to check out additional videos at www.cleanwaterforuskids.org/how-to.